Mark Stern here, and today I'm going to be looking at the option of renting out your current home. So, over the past year, 18 months, it's obviously been harder to sell property. There are fewer buyers out there, viewings are a lot less, and offers are coming in a lot lower than asking prices. And I can understand you, you're a seller, you want to get on with your life, you need to move, you want to move, whatever it happens to be. And it is the most frustrating thing. It's so frustrating for us as well as estate agents. So, one of the options that's out there for you is renting out your property and looking at rent to rent. Now, there are implications with this, which I'll chat about in a moment, but just look at this scenario. And this is a real scenario that I've currently got. I've got a seller that's trying to sell a flat, a one-bedroom flat, no real takers, although he was under offer earlier on in the year, but that fell through. They need to move, they want to start a family, and they're looking to buy a three-bedroom house close by. So, what they are in that position to do now, they're so fed up with it that we talked about renting out theirs, which will get about 1,200 a month, and renting a three-bedroom house in the same area, which will be about £2,000. So obviously their shortfall of 800, they'd obviously have to make that up themselves. But to them, in their particular circumstance, that's worth doing. And the rental market is absolutely booming at the moment. So renting to rent is one option. Just waiting for the market to improve. When the market improves, you go back on again. The new landlord reform bill, the Renters Act, is coming in place, and it does make it much harder to evict tenants. But actually, selling your home is not one of the reasons that you can't evict. Another scenario is that you own your current home and you just want to buy on. So you decide that you're going to keep your property as an investment and maybe look at selling it in the next few years. Now, the way that that will work, some people don't want to be landlords, and that's completely understandable. However, you're getting the income from your property, and that will pay for that mortgage, and then you're just moving on. You need to let your lender know, change your mortgage over to a buy to let, and there will be an increased stamp duty implication because it's a second home, and therefore there'll be an extra 3% surcharge on the purchase of your new main residence. However, there is a caveat to this. If you sell your old main residence, so the property that you're actually got on the market for rental, you're actually renting it out, within 3 years, you will get that 3% refunded back to you. A lot of people don't know that, but because you're swapping one main residence for another, therefore you're paying the stamp duty, but you're selling it within 3 years, so therefore you get it back. I know I just repeated what I said, but I want you to understand that. Now, the rental market currently is absolutely booming. I am putting properties on for rent, and they're not even hitting the market; they're going straight away. So, the quality of tenants right now are very, very high indeed. And most tenants are people in between moves; they're in between transactions. In any case, they've probably sold. They need to move into the area. Because of schools, but they can't find their dream home. So they'll rent for a year or two. So if you want to have a chat with me about any of these scenarios, and maybe it's just something you're considering, it might just be in the corner of your mind right now, and you want to hear more about it, please give me a call and I'll be happy to chat through your rental options for you. Or maybe there's a way that your property can be enhanced for sale a bit more, and we can talk about that at the same time. Okay, have a great day. Thank you very much.